Good morning. Are we ready? I'm gonna grab, I have my pen, but I'm gonna grab a marker because then I can draw on my stitches a little bit. I did not finish yesterday. And I took out my ghost because that yellow was just not working for me. Okay, so today, I am sleepy. We are gonna do some boarded up windows. So I'm just gonna start at the bottom just because why not? So I'm gonna draw like what I'm planning on doing. So this one I'm planning on doing an X. This one I'm planning on doing an X. And then over here, I'm gonna do an X and then a couple like this. I'm gonna do a couple over here. Over here, I'm gonna do this and an X. And then that, there. Okay. Everything is like wiggling, I feel like. Okay, so we need to pick some color for our boards. Let's see. I'm just gonna pull out all my browns. So this is what we've got. I think we've only used this on the porch and the rafters. So I think I'm gonna use up the rest of this 842. So I'm gonna use the same colors as we did for the porch and the rafters, just because that looks about right. You could throw in some of the dark brown if you want. You could do all dark brown if you want. But I just have this little bit left of 840, so I'm gonna use that. So we've got 840 and 3862. I'm gonna go with the 6 strands, so I'm gonna do 3 of each. I know they're super similar in color, but I feel like it just gives it just a little bit of depth. Hey, shh, you gotta be quiet today. So anyways, I just have this little bit left that if I could use it up, that would be cool. So it's not like hanging out in my box. So I've already got 3 strands separated from when we were doing the porch. So I probably already have 3 strands of the other as well. Let me just get that unwrapped. And then we'll get started. Oh, come on. It's like all twisted up. Oh, I've got 4 strands here. I wonder why I have 4. That's weird. All right. They're not quite the same length, so I'm just going to trim this little end. All right. So we're not really going to do any specific stitch. We're just going to stitch. So depending on how thick you want your boards to be, is going to be determine how many times you're going to make a stitch. So decide which board you want on top and which one you want on bottom. The one that's on bottom we're going to do first. Oh, I was going to start down here. So we're going to do this one first. So I'm just going to start up here. So I'm going to go up onto these other stitches a little bit, because if the board was on there, it would be taking up, it would be like nailed or whatever, glued, I don't know, whatever, to the house. So I want my stitches to go into the house. So it's like they're, you know, boarded up on the house. We want to keep this line semi-straight as if we had used a board. Because we're using 6 strands, this is going to be pretty thick already. We're not going to need to do too many. We're not going to need to do too many stitches. But if you're using less strands, or if you want your boards thicker, then go ahead. I think 3 might be enough for me. Okay. And then we'll go back this way. These don't need to make a perfect X. Got a knot back here, hold on. Wherever they go, they will go. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go over and just do one little stitch, just to like make it look like a, well, no, I'm not. I was gonna do something like here to like finish it, but I don't think I actually want to. So there's one. I don't really want these to be perfect, which is why I decided against outlining them. If they're looking too perfect, you could always come up like in the middle of one of these, and like split your stitch a little. Or like go down on top of each other, just so that gives it a little bit more texture. These do not need to be perfect. I am going to fix this though. I pulled that a little too tight. It was like pulling my strands over. One more. I'm going to do this one above it. So You can make these boards a little thicker if you want. It's not going to hurt anything if you want to do a few more stitches. Okay, I'm going to move on up. Whoops. Running out of thread awful fast today. I think I'm going to keep these a little skinnier since I want to put a few of them in there. So I'm just going to do 2 stitches across that. And we'll go one crooked one. This is going to be the end of my thread. It's turning out fun. I'm enjoying the layering. What do you think? Do you like layers? Okay. Cute. Thank you. Oh, I gotta go the other way. Nope, that's in the way too. Hold on. All right. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave, those boards are super easy, so I'm just gonna leave them, the rest of them for you. So we've got here, and then over on these 2 windows here. Let's do, is that all we have? Because then we have French knots and the moon. Let's do the moon today. What the heck? Okay. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. What am I doing here? Hold on. I need to get my hoop out. I'm untwisting the wrong thing. Okay. Are you liking doing the house on cotton? I notice most of your houses are typically done on Aida. Yeah, I really like Aida because I like the lines that it gives me. I am not convinced that I want to stitch houses on cotton yet. I like the haunted house on it because I'm not super worried about like super straight lines. Like this line is crooked. This line is kind of crooked, which I'm not worried about because it's a haunted house. But if I was stitching somebody's home and I had all these crooked lines, I would not be happy. So I'm liking it, but I'm not convinced yet that I'm gonna stitch other people's houses like this. I just am not quite sure about that. I'm grabbing a coin. Hold on. can't decide what size. I keep a couple of coins, so if I need a circle, then I can decide. I kind of think I want to do a quarter-sized moon. Yeah. So I just put a coin on there and then I just draw a circle around it so that I have like a perfect circle. I pulled a little too tight right there. Tighten my hoop a little bit. Okay. So I was gonna do a vote in our stories on whether we wanted to do a wagon wheel or what's it called? Or a stem stitch. But I think we'll just do a stem stitch because I think that a woven wheel will just be too fluffy for a moon. Okay, so we're gonna use the DMC 677, the yellow, for our moon. Let me get this back on my hoop stand. Okay, so if you'll remember, we did a stem stitch on these windows up here. We're gonna do that again, but in a circle this time. So this will just give us a little bit of texture to our moon. I don't know, like the crevices and shadows and stuff that we can see on it. I'm wondering, what else stitch could we do? No, this will work. So you could do, if you know other stitches, you could use like a chain stitch or a back stitch. We're just gonna do a circle. So however you want to do your circle. Mom, what, honey? You got hurt? I gotta lift this up, hold on. Okay. So I'm gonna start at an edge and then we'll work our way in. So right now we're just gonna outline it. We're gonna keep our extra thread out on the outer edge. Hang on, this is moving on me. Then we're gonna go up in the center. And pull it snug. And we're just gonna keep going around. I have a really long piece of thread. It's too long. It's gonna get caught on everything. So I like to do this on flower centers too. Do a little circle. That's how we're gonna do this. So if you wanted to mix this with another color, you could also do that. Mix it with the white or the 05 or something to kind of make it look like it's got like shadows. Tomorrow when we do our French knots, you could also do like French knot clouds. I'll show you tomorrow. So then if there's part of this that you're not loving, like if you get like a little section that is funky, you can just put some clouds over it. You could also, if you want to do a crescent moon, it wasn't tight enough. That was fun. You could do this same stitch, just keep it inside a crescent moon shape. Okay, what do we have going on here? You could just go like there and then move backwards. I wanted a full moon. But like if you were gonna do a crescent moon, then you could like do your next stitch right here and then go back to here and then go up in the middle and just move your, like make your way back this way. And then just slowly, like instead of going here, then you start here for your next stitch just to like create that crescent. In case you didn't see my stories, I now am putting videos up on YouTube. The first week of the haunted house is up and available. Adding captions to IGTV videos is, you can only upload 15-minute increments for them to add captions to, like automatic captions. And when you have 45-minute videos, then I have to like edit the video down so that it's 15 minutes or less. But if you have like 33 minutes, then you have to do like 2 15-minute videos and 1 3-minute video. And it is, I don't know, it's really inconvenient. It's just not very user-friendly. And so with YouTube, I can just upload the full video. So then you don't have to go looking for, okay, part 1, part 2, part 3. Just the whole video is there with captions. So making sure our community needing captions can access videos as well and have it a little more convenient. Or you can watch your replays there as well if you're on a computer or a tablet. Might be easier to view on YouTube. So I'm just going just right next to the outside and just continuing on with that stem stitch. But look at all that fun texture. I have this hair that keeps like getting pulled in. But I think that this is really fun for a flower center as well as the moon because of the texture. Just like, especially if you have like satin stitch petals. So then the petals are really nice and smooth and you've got this like funky center. Because you can do it in big circles, you can do it in small circles, you can you could go like back and forth, you could go up and down. Man, got stuck. This does take a minute, but I think it will be worth it. Super excited to add that greenery tomorrow. I mean, it's not like green, it's like a yellow green. Dying, deadly green. I don't know what color you want to call it. But I'm excited to add that and have... This house is so neutral that I'm excited to add a little bit more color other than the bricks. Which means I'm going to have to finish those, the wood covering up the windows, because we will stitch on top of some of that. I want to finish this because the center can get a little bit tricky. I'm getting a little fast. My stitches are starting to like fray a little. But I'm trying to do this so that you can see the end. Dun, dun. Maybe I should have done a nickel. Make this just a little smaller. No, I like the size of the quarter. It's just taking a long time. My stitches are getting a little bit bigger, a little bit more rushed. Whoop, that one was way... way too big. Okay, let's see what's going on here. How can I fix this? Okay, when I do my next round, I need to make sure I push this out of the way because that stitch was way too big. I don't know what I was thinking. It's all right, I'll fix it when we come back around. What do we think? Do we like this stitch? If you know how to do a woven wagon wheel, or if you want to look up an older video of mine, you could also do a woven wagon wheel for this. I would say use 6 strands and keep it like tight instead of fluffy so that it lays pretty flat. It's not meant to be like a fluffy flower. Like we don't want it flower-like. We just want it round. Okay, so I'm just gonna push these in. So they sit where I want them to. Hey, Jana. Almost there. After this, we are heading to the park. It's like low 60s today. Sunny, but a little chilly. It's a good day to throw on some jackets. I was hoping that I wouldn't have to get more thread, and I think I got enough out that I won't have to. I'm loving the moon. Isn't it fun? I'm going a little fast, so mine's a little bit funny, but it's a little looser than I wanted it. But I just wanted to be able to get to the end without people being like, okay, let's go. Are we there yet? Yes, we're almost there. See, those are like separating and pulling up a little bit. Ugh. Okay, so as we start to get closer to the middle, these stitches need to get a little bit smaller. So you can make sure that you fill that space. And then I usually end these with a French knot. So once you get, I'll show you where I usually would add a French knot. But if you don't know how to do French knots and you want to do it today and not wait for tomorrow, because I'm not going to teach you how again. Once I get to about here, I'll come up, do my French knot, put it down, and be done. So because I'm not doing that, I'm just going to create like an X here, and then I'm going to see if it needs any more. See, like right here, there's a little bit of a gap. Like that's where the French knot would have been. So I'm just going to go in and just like do a couple of X's or just like straight stitches to kind of fill it in. And then like right here, this is where I had that funny stitch. So I'm just going to go in and fill that space with a stitch just to fill it in. There. Oh, I'm kind of off camera a little. I'm sorry. So there we go. It's a little bit messy, but we're not super worried. That's it. That's our moon. And then we'll put some bats down here when we get to it tomorrow. Here, let me take this out so I can see it straight on. there is a fly in here with me. Okay, our moon and our boards are what we did today. I'll finish these after we get back from the park. And this window that I haven't finished yet. And the house lines. I've got a lot to catch up on, I'm sorry. Yeah. And then I think we're like pretty close to done. So tomorrow we're gonna do French knots and some like vines. So get ready for that with your greens. We'll do some little bats. And then we're done. Can you believe it? Oh, with our French knots, we got to do a doorknob too. So keep your yellow. We'll do a yellow doorknob, or you could do gray or something if you wanted. But anyways, okay, friends, that is it for me today. I can't believe that took us 40 minutes, but here we are. I'm going to head to the park. Let me know if you have questions. Let me see your progress. And I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye.